The Ides of March are come!
Aye, Caesar, but not gone.
Hail Caesar, read the schedule.
Trebonius doth desire to read this. At your leisure, this his humble scoop.
Oh Caesar, read mine first, for mine is a suit that touches Caesar Nero.
What touches us, ourselves shall be last served.
Delay not, Caesar, read it instantly.
What? Is the fellow mad?
Caesar, give place. What urge your petitions in the street? Come to the Capitol.
I wish your enterprise today may thrive.
What enterprise, Popilius?
Fare you well.
What said Popilius Lena?
He wished today our enterprise might thrive. I feel our purpose has been discovered.
Look how he makes to Caesar. Mark him.
Casca, be sudden, for we fear prevention. Brutus, what shall be done? If this be known, Cassius or Caesar never shall turn back, for I will slay myself.
Cassius, be constant. Popilius Lena speaks not of our progress. For look, he smiles, and Caesar doth not change.
Trebonius knows his time. For look you, Brutus, he draws Mark Antony out of the way.
Where is Metellus Cimber? Let him go and presently present his case to Caesar.
He is addressed. Press near and second him.
Casca, you are the first that rears your hand.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress? These couchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men, and turn the preordinance and first degree into the law of children. Be not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood, that will be thawed from the true quality with that which melteth fools, sweet words, low crooked courtesies, and base spaniel fawning. Thy brother by decree is banished, if thou dost bend and pray, and fawn for him. I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Most high, most mighty, most puissant Caesar, Metellus Cimber throws before thy seat, in humble heart.
I must prevent thee, Cimber.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own to sound sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, not in flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What? Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar, pardon, Caesar. As low as to thy foot doth Cassius fall, to beg enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant as the northern star, of whose true, fixed, and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks. They are all fire, and every one doth shine. But there's but one in all doth hold his place. So in the world 'tis furnished well with men, and men are flesh and blood, and apprehensive. Yet in the number I do know but one, that unassailable holds on his rank, unshaked of motion, and that I am he. Let me a little show it, even in this, that I was constant Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
O Caesar!
Hence, wilt thou lift up Olympus?
Great Caesar!
Doth not Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak hands for me!
Et tu, Brute, then falls Caesar.
Liberty! Freedom! Tyranny is dead! Run hence and proclaim, cry it about in the streets.
Some to the common pupillets and cry out, liberty, freedom, enfranchisement.
People and senators, be not affrighted. Fly not, stand still. Ambition's debt is paid.
Go to the pulpit, Brutus.
And Cassius, too.
Where's Publius? He's here, quite confounded with his mutiny.
Stand fast together, lest some friend of Caesar should chance.
Not of standing, Publius, good cheer. There is no harm intended on you, nor to any Roman else. So tell them, Publius.
And leave us, Publius, lest that the people, rushing on us, should do your age some mischief.
Do so, and let no man abide this deed, but we, the doers.
Where is Antony?
To his house amazed, men, wise, and children stare, cry out, and run, as it were doomsday.
Fates, we will know your pleasures. That we shall die, we know. 'Tis but the time, and dawning days out, that men stand upon.
Why? He that cuts off 20 years of life cuts off so many years of fearing death.
Grant that, and then is death a benefit. So are we Caesar's friends, that have abridged his time of fearing death? Stoop, Romans, stoop, and let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood, up to the elbows, and besmear our swords. Then walk we forth even to the marketplace, and waving our red weapons over our heads, let us all cry, peace, freedom, and liberty.
Stoop then, and wash. How many ages hence shall our lofty scene be acted over, in states unborn, and accents yet unknown?
How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport, that now on Pompey's bias lies along no worthier than the dust?
So oft as that shall be, so often shall the knot of us be called, the men that gave us their country liberty.
What shall we forth?
Aye, every man away. Brutus shall lead, and we will grace his heels with the most boldest and best hearts of Rome.
Sock, who goes there? A friend of Antony's?
Thus Brutus did my master bid me kneel, and thus did Mark Antony bid me fall down. And being prostrate, thus he bid me say, Brutus is noble, wise, and valiant, and honest. Caesar was mighty, and bold, royal, and loving. Say, I love Brutus, and I honor him. Say, I feared Caesar, honored him, and loved him. If Brutus will vouchsafe for Antony, may safely come to him, and be resolved how Caesar hath deserved his death, Mark Antony shall not love Caesar, dead. So well is Brutus living, but will follow the fortunes and affairs of noble Brutus, though the hazards of this untrod state, with all true faith. So says my master Antony.
Thy master is a wise and valiant Roman. I never thought him worse. Tell him so, please, him come unto this place. He shall be satisfied, and by my honor, depart untouched.
I'll fetch him presently.
I know that we shall have him well to friend.
I wish we may, but yet I have a mind that fears him much, and my misgiving still falls surely to the purpose.
But here comes Mark Antony. Welcome, Mark Antony.
Almighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs, spoils shrunk to this little measure? Fare thee well. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must there be let blood? Who else is rank? If I myself, there's no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour, or nor no instrument of half that is worth as those your swords made rich. With the most noble blood of all this world, I do beseech you, if you bear me hard. Now with your purpled hands do reek and smoke. Fulfill your pleasure, live 1,000 years. I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place shall please me so, no mean of death, as here by Caesar, and by you cut off. the choice and master spirits of this age.
O Antony, beg not your death of us, though now we must appear bloody and cruel, as by our hands and this our present act. You see we do, yet you see you but our hands and this the bleeding busyness they have done. Our hearts you see not, they are pitiful and pity to the general wrong of Rome. As fire drives out fire, so pity, pity hath done this deed on Caesar. For your part, to your our swords have leading points, Mark Antony. Our arms in strength of malice, and in our hearts our brothers' temper. Do receive you in with all kind of love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the disposing of new dignities.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitude besides themselves with fear, and then we will deliver you the cause why I, that did love Caesar when I struck him, have thus proceeded.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me by his bloody hand. First, Marcus Brutus, will I shake with you. Next, Caius Cassius, do I take your hand. Now, Decius Brutus, yours. Now yours. Metellus, yours, Cinna, and my valiant Casca, yours. Though last, not least in love, yours. Good Trebonius. Gentlemen all, alas, what shall I say? My credit now stands on such slippery ground that one of two bad ways you must conceit me, either a coward or a flatterer, that I did love thee, Caesar. Oh, 'tis true. If then thy spirit look upon us now, shall it not grieve thee dearer than thy death, to see thy Antony making his peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes, most noble in the presence of thy corpse? Had I as many eyes as thou wounds, weeping as fast as they stream forth thy blood, it would become me better than to close in terms of friendship with thine enemies. Pardon me, Julius. Here wast thou bade, brave heart. Here didst thou fall, and here thy hunters stand, signed, thy spoil and crimsoned in thy left. O world, thou wast the forest to this heart, and this indeed, O world, the heart of thee. How like a deer stricken by many princesses dost thou here lie.
Mark Antony,
Pardon me, Caius Cassius. The enemies of Caesar shall say this, then in a friend it is cold modesty.
I blame you for not praising Caesar so. But what compact mean do you have with us? Will we be pricked in numbers of our friends? Or shall we on and not depend on you?
Therefore I took your hand, but was indeed swayed from the point by looking down on Caesar. Friends, I am with you all and love you all, upon this hope that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Or else were this a savage spectacle. Our reasons are so full of good regard, that were you, Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I seek, and am, moreover, suitor that I may, produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit to become a friend, speak in the order of his funeral.
You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, a word with you. You know not what you do. Do not consent. That Antony speak in his funeral. Know you how much the people may be moved by that which he will utter?
By your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first, and show the reason of our Caesar's death. What Antony shall speak, I will protest. He speaks by leave and by permission, and that we are contented Caesar shall have all true rights and lawful ceremonies. It shall advantage more than do us wrong.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Mark Antony, here, take you Caesar's body. You shall not, in your funeral speech, blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar, and say you do not by our permission, else shall you not have any hand at all about his funeral, and you shall speak in the same pulpit whereto I am going after my speech is ended.
Be it so. I do desire no more.
Prepare the body then, and follow us.
Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am the meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that has shed his costly blood. Over thy wounds now I do prophesy, which like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips, to beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. A curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall so be in use. And dreadful objects so familiar that mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war, all pity choked with custom of fell deeds, and Caesar's spirit, ranging for revenge, with 8 by his sides, come hot from hell, shall in these confines come a monarch voice, cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth, with Caracen men groaning for burial. You serve Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Caesar did right for him to come to Rome.
He did receive his letters coming, and he bid to you, to me, to say by word of mouth, O Caesar.
Thy heart is big. Get thee apart and weep. Passion I see is catching. For mine eyes, seeing those breads of sorrow stand in thine, begin to water. Is thy master coming?
He sleeps with the 7 leagues of Rome tonight.
Post back with speed and tell him what hath chanced. Here's a mourning Rome, a dangerous Rome. No Rome of safety for Octavius yet. Hie hence and tell him so. Yet stay a while. Thou shalt not back till I have borne this corpse into the marketplace. There shall I try in my oration how the people take the cruel issue of these bloody men, according to the which thou shalt discourse to young Octavius of the state of things. Lend me your hand.